Hey folks, so today's video is basically going over using an Android cloud emulator for the tower so that you can be running it 24/7 and earning those coins to progress quicker. Now, today we're going over UgPhone, or as I like to call it, UgPhone. So the reason I'm going over this one is two reasons. One, I believe they're a really good choice that's cheap and still really good quality, but also it is sponsored. It's a case of if you use my code, you get an extra 488 gems, which means you can trial it out for longer before you have to actually pay for a subscription. So check that link down in the description below. But with the actual thing here, so as you can see, you can have multiple games running at the same time efficiently. You can have it running 24/7, and it's got nodes all around the world, so low latency, and it uses its own internet, so it's much more stable. It's not relying on your internet, so you can do other things at the same time, and it's not slowing the game down. As you can see, there's multiple options, and you've got multiple servers around the world. Now, don't worry if you don't have a PC. This is actually on phone as well, and like for Android or for Apple, and then obviously you have the Windows version. Without further ado, we're going to jump into the actual app. I'm not going to go through downloading it because it's pretty simple. If you do forget to change the language, so it will look like this, you can just come here and change it to your preferred language. Simple as that. So then in devices, you won't have multiple devices like I do. It is going to be blank. So what you'll do is you'll go into redeem for free, and then it will let you add a basically 4 hour for the UVIP version. So it's the smallest one, but you'll be able to add it, and then that'll basically give you 4 hours with that version. Now, all my phones just decided to restart because I went into buying a phone. So we'll just quickly load up this one here, and then once it's loaded in, I'll show you what you need to do. So you can change the quality of the image if you want, and then let's make it a little bit bigger here. It only takes a moment to get into, really. And there we go. So you will need to use Google Play to download the tower. If you use the Game Center, it downloads an old version, then you have to update. So I'd just advise logging into your Google Play and going in there. And then you just click to run the tower. And then wait for it to load. This may load quicker or slower than your own phones. In my opinion, this loads much quicker than my own phone. And then it's going to say that I got loads of freebies. Woo. This is just because of a thing which is linked with my account, so don't worry about that. The premium passes I get basically because it's the same phone account. It's just a weird thing that I have. So as you can see, this is a new account, and you just basically go into battle, and then if I'm to close it and then reopen it quickly, you'll see that it's carried on. Just bear with me one moment whilst it initializes. Then yeah, we've got the sound, it's in mid-wave. So if we quickly open up my glass cannon one, which I already set up earlier, as you can see, currently on wave 262, so it's been running in the background this whole time. So that's why you want to use one of these phones, and it's as simple as that to use. And then you can just have it literally in your background, or you can even just have this version open and just press refresh, and it'll show you where it is at the moment, so you can just quickly check to see if the run's ended. Runs in the background without you having to worry about anything, so that you can relax and still earn your coins. Hey folks, so there's just a couple of things that I want to go over. These are by no means a deal breaker. I still think UgPhone has a place as one of the cheaper options for cloud phones. So the issues, the first one is probably the biggest one out of all of them. So there's no setting to change the date and time of the device. So bear in mind, if whichever area you have has a different time to your local zone, for example, these phones are running on American time, then with the way the cloud save works, or at least the way I've noticed it works, so let's say you cloud save and the time's like 4 a.m. because it's in America and I'm in the UK, so then like it would be what, 10 a.m. where I am. So if I log into my phone on my own device in the UK, because the time's ahead, it will not load the cloud save. So even if my device save is less progress than the cloud phone's save, because my date and time on my local device is further ahead, I could lose progress. Just bear that in mind. Try and get one which has a similar time zone to your own if you are planning on swapping between devices. If you plan to just use the cloud phone full stop, it's not going to be an issue. And then the second issue that I have is one mainly for content creation. So it's a case of, for the actual cloud phone with UgPhone, you can't pin to the front of your screen. So for most people, that's not going to be an issue. But for me, I've had to install a third-party software that lets me pin it so that I can continue to make videos. So again, no deal breaker there. And then the last one that I noticed is basically a bit of a niche one again. You go onto the UgPhone with the actual like PC, and then you go onto UgPhone through a different device for like your phone, but you've still got the window open on your PC. If you go back to the window on your PC, it will not work. You'll have to close it and reopen. So a bit of an inconvenience, but it's not as if it stops your run or anything. It's just you have to reopen it on your device for it to work. That's literally the only downsides that I found. And as I said, none of them are a deal breaker, but I just wanted to let you know what I found. But by all means, I'd say still go ahead, try it out for yourself, see what you think. So there you go, that's everything. Hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, go check out the link in the description because it gives you extra gems for being able to play for longer without having to buy the subscription, and it also helps support the channel. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.